Hello my friends, Miss Art Garden here. Today we're going to go through how to draw expressions. And this video was requested by Kada Art. Kada Arts? I don't know how to say the name, I'm sorry. You can yell at me in the below. But today we are going to go through how to draw expressions, and I'm going to draw the same expression a couple different ways to show you how features can affect how people look or how expressive the drawing is. Just to show you that, you can change features. It doesn't have to be one set way to make someone look a certain way. You can change the eyes, the eyebrows, the mouth. Little subtle changes will really affect how it looks, but also sometimes exemplify the same kind of expression. So we'll start by drawing a neutral face a couple times. I'm going to put a new layer up here, and we'll start with just the basic facial features in a normal way, or in an average way, or in an expressive neutral way. So we'll draw an eye shape here, eye shape over here. And that's just the very basic eye shape. Since we're going for neutral, everything's just going to be relaxed. The eyes are going to be just sitting in there, somewhat big, but not exactly looking scared or happy or anything. Just very blankly looking that way. And then we can draw on the nose. It's just going to stand as it is. If you're angry or scared or something, you might have a flared nose, or creases if you're disgusted or something, but we're just keeping it flat and neutral. And then for the mouth line, we're just gonna go with a very flat line, just like that. It'll have a little bit of a downturn because naturally when our mouth is slack, it's just sort of turned down, but not in like an unhappy way, just a relaxed way. And then we'll have the eyebrows also be very flat. So they're parallel to the eyes more or less. We'll give them that kind of shape. So that is our neutral expression, just looking bored and uninterested. That is the baseline for all our expressions. I'm going to show you how to draw sad and happy and angry a couple different ways, but for the neutral face, I'm going to show you how you can change it very easily to make it look a little bit more bored or a little bit more deadpan maybe. If you just erase these top lines a little bit and you bring them down, you can already see this connotates kind of this "are you serious" expression, or you can't be saying that, or just by bringing those lines down. And that gives you expression, neutral expression number 2, kind of bored, kind of sleepy. Speaking of sleepy, we'll do for neutral expression kind of 3, someone who is sleepy. And for that, I'm going to erase these top lines again, just like this and like this. And instead of the flat, unimpressed line, the sleepy line is a little bit more curved, like this. So now they've got that droopy eye, like I can't keep my eyes awake. The teacher is boring me to tears. I'll just put it in like that. And there we go. We have 3 different expressions for kind of neutral. So happy number 1, we'll start with the basic features again. So I'm going to draw them in real quick. Okay, so I just have base eyes and a nose because unless you're like really happy and you're scrunching your nose up, it'll be about the same. Let's draw this in. First happy one will just be big eyes, happy looking at you expression. The eyebrows for the first one can arch down a little bit in this way, and in this way it's like you have your eyebrows raised because you're so happy. You smile and raise your eyebrows, and you can kind of imagine what this expression here is supposed to be. And then of course a big smile, like, oh boy, I'm super happy. That's the best way to express a smile, I guess. I'll do my little tweaks to the mouth here, give it a tiny bit of a Grinch dip. And the bottom lip and the top lip casing. So there is happy number 1, pretty basic, pretty like, yeah, that person does look kind of happy. Okay, so let's do happy 2. I can already tell my layers are going to be a mess of names. But for happy number 2, this time we're going to arch the eyes. And what that means is when we're drawing the eyes in, we're going to draw them closed, but like they're arched a bit. So not necessarily sleepy, very like there's tension in the eyes because we've arched it. So let's draw these both in like this, and there'll be no bottom because that's it. The eyes are closed. You can add a little crease if you want for your style, depending. And then we'll just draw the same kind of neutral nose. And for the mouth, we'll give them an opened, or not an open mouth, like a toothy grin, I guess would be the same. So we'll draw the top of the mouth. The shape will go down a little bit like that maybe, depending on your style. And then I'm going to draw a line designating the teeth, and I usually do like a little canine tooth thing there. That's just how I like to style it. And then to finish it all off, we can do the eyebrows. This time, actually, I think I'll do them a little bit more arched to match the eyes. So I'll draw them in a bit like this. So now you can see happy, very happy, expressive. My little OCD brain wants me to line that up just a little bit better. So that's happy number 2, and that definitely reads as happy. So let's do one more happy face. So this one's going to be like really excited happy. So when we draw the eyes in this time, we are going to give them a little bit more openness. So something like this and like this. And I'll just copy that one over to save time here. We can give a little bit of a crease too. So now these are a little bit more open. And then we're going to draw the actual eyes a little bit smaller. And we'll go through this when you're scared too. When your eyes are smaller, it gives them just like a little bit more energy. So we want them a little bit smaller. We'll draw in a neutral nose. So just pop something in like that. Then we'll draw in a really big opened mouth smile. So we'll give her that. And then we'll give her, like you can see the tongue. She's got her mouth fully dedicated to the smile. Her teeth here. That is a big open mouth smile. You can draw your little designated lip lines if you want. And then for the eyebrows, very high, kind of sort of arching, sort of a mix between the two shapes we've already done. So something like this. All right, so that gives us our 3 expressions. So let's move on to sad now. And for the first sad, we're going to draw in, again, just sort of a baseline for the eyes, but keeping them somewhat closed, making sure there's no arch to them, no real energy. They're just very baseline. And we'll do the basic nose as well. So I'll just pop that in like that, something like that. So obviously when you think sad, you think of a frown. So we'll draw in kind of pouty frown for this face like that. And we'll draw in the eyebrows similar to when we had the happy shape. We're going to have this sort of droopy shape. So they're up, but they're drooping down, up and drooping down. And then you can give the eyes very big. So they're very like expressive. So that is the basic sad number 1. Maybe I'll draw in these creases for the eyes there like that. And it's just someone who's just not looking like they're having their best day. So that face, sad face number 1. Let's draw sad face number 2. This time we're going to draw the eyes a lot more droopy. By droopy, I mean where I would normally go up like this to draw the eyes, we're just going to give them a nice straight line like that. And I've drawn this one a little too close. Let's move it out. And then we'll put the lines and the bottoms a little bit more flat, if not a little bit more arched like that, to give that a real expressive eye for this sad shape. And we'll draw in the little creases there. Draw in the same basic nose as we did before. And this time we're going to make the frown less of a pout like that and more of a flat line. It's a little bit longer, and the flatter line makes it less like it's purposely being pouted and more like their mouth is firm and sad and very unhappy. And maybe we'll fix this so it's not quite so jaggedy like that. And then when we draw in the eyes, let's draw them actually downcast, which means that the bottom of the circle meets up at the lower instead, which gives it more of this looking down, defeated look. And then we are actually going to give them neutral eyebrows here. There we go. Sad face number 2. And then let's do the third one. And we're going to make this one a little bit more like they're so upset they're in agony. So we will give them droopy eyes again, not very open, a little bit closed, a little bit shuttered from the world. And we'll do the same thing as last time, where we'll give them somewhat of a closed off bottom as well. I'm not going to arch it up this time though. We'll give them the neutral nose, and this time for the mouth we're actually going to have it slightly open. So we're going to curve it up a little bit like that, and it'll open like that. It's a reverse smile, as you will. If you were smiling, you'd be like this. When you're frowning, you're like that. And you can put in your lip lines if you want to, like that. For the eyebrows, we're going to go with this shape, and it's going to come in real close to where the eyes are. And for the eyes, we are going to make them small, so they're just a little bit more like I don't know, tension wise. And there we go. We have our 3 sad expressions. Maybe I'll fix this one so it's a little bit less derp-eyed. So this eye line is pointing a little bit further over here. There we go. So now we have our 3 sad expressions. Okay, so now we will do angry. And for this one, we're going to start with the eyes somewhat flat, like we did for the deadpan. We're going to give them no arch. They'll be down like this. The same over here. And then similar to how when we were sad, we had the eyes go into this shape, give them a little crease above, and then we'll draw in the nostrils a little flared, and we will give a very pinched, downturned mouth like that. And then when drawing in the eyebrows themselves, I guess there was no need on the creases. We're going to put them right above the eyes, and we're going to arch them up like this. Right above the eyes over here, arch them up like this. There we go. And then for the actual eyes, we are going to draw them very pinpoint small. And that is a very angry looking person. If you want to go extra with yours, you can add a few little like angry lines. Like, man, I am pinching those eyebrows together in my fury. So that's kind of neutral angry number one. Let's draw the next one. Okay, so for this next one, we are going to have the eyes almost completely flat. Like this and like this. And the bottom is going to be arched this time, like this and this. Maybe not quite like that and that. We draw the nose in. We'll draw it a little bit more like normal this time, or you can flare the nostrils in if you want. And then we're going to do a snarling mouth. So with the snarling mouth, you have one end up a little bit higher than the other. Something like that. And then you'll show the teeth. And then for the eyes, have them cut off by the lids this time, the upper lids. So they look like that. And then the same thing with the eyebrows. They go like that. And then like that. And then, you know, add your wrinkles in. And then maybe add the anime angry graphic like this or something. Whatever you want to do. Very annoyed, very angry. Okay, and then angry number 3, we're going to give more of a like incredulous angry. So we're going to actually open the eyes for this one. Give it a basic nose. So we're going to give it a very big mouth, like it's yelling. And so we're going to give it the tongue there, and we're gonna give it a canine there, something comical to really give it the angry expression. And then we'll go with the eyebrows like this. So mad, so very, very mad, right on the base of the eyes, and they'll go like that and up. And then we can have the wrinkles, and this time we are gonna have those pinpoint eyes again, just like that. So that's angry number 3. They're yelling, they're super pissed. And to finish it off, the last one we're going to do is scared. And pretty much universally, we're going to have the eyes completely pinpointed like we were with angry. They're going to be very small. It's kind of counterintuitive in real life. Your eye pupils dilate when you're scared. These actually shrink up to make them look a little bit more scared when you're drawing them typically. It's like when your eyes widen though. So speaking of which, the first one, we're going to have the eyes very wide. So we'll just draw them in something like this. We can draw a typical nose, I think. And then we're actually going to draw just a slightly opened mouth like that. The eyebrows just slightly raised above like that. And then like we said, we'll have these pinpoint eyes like that. So that is someone who's just a little bit scared, like, uh-oh, what is that? So that's that first scared expression. Let's do the second one. And again, we're going to do big eyes. When we draw in the baseline for them, we'll give them a nice big expression. And the same base nose. And this time for the mouth, we're going to have it very wide. Something like that, where you can see the tongue and the teeth. And then we'll give the same pinpoint eye expression as before. This time we're going to draw one eyebrow down like this, like it's almost angry, and the other eyebrow up, and this gives it kind of a confused, incredulous look. I'm gonna even those eyes up a little bit more like that. So that is scared expression number 2. And then let's do the final one. So similar to the other two, we're gonna have this one's eyes way open, give it a neutral nose, and this time we're gonna give it a almost O shape for the mouth. Give it those pinpoint eyes, and for the eyebrows, we're going to do the very high up arching down ones like that, and then we'll even give it a little crease, and there we go. That is scared number 3. So I'm gonna zoom out here. Here's what they look like all compiled, and you can see you can draw the same facial expression but in different ways to get the same kind of effect but have different variations. So I hope this was useful, going through kind of how to do facial expressions in different ways and kind of breaking down what helps people look different ways and what features do what when they're expressing different things and all that good stuff. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support. If you have any suggestions, questions, comments, leave them in the comment section below. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.